Hello, this is Cathy Cassidy and I'm back to read you another chapter from my story Snowflakes and Wishes from the book Life is Sweet. And it's obviously a very wintry story with a bit of a New Year theme to it, so I thought it would be quite a cool story to share with you at the start of January. So as usual, I'm going to start off showing you the picture at the top of the chapter, which is of reindeer antlers, and we have exactly the same reindeer antlers in our house, and the description of the party preparations, which you heard in the previous chapter, chapter 3, are very, very similar to the kind of party preparations we make when having a New Year's party, which we have done pretty much every year, a bit of an open house for the last, I don't know, gosh, I don't even know. I was going to say 10, 15 years, but it's longer than that, much longer, except for this year, which was a very different kind of New Year, just me and my husband, and a couple of Zoom calls to the people that we love best. So whatever your New Year was like, and I suspect yours might have been quite low key as well, let's hope that the coming year is a little bit kinder to all of us. And here's chapter 4 of Snowflakes and Wishes, just for you. I remember looking at the kitchen clock about 9:30 and gathering up an armful of coats from another band of newly arrived guests. I remember seeing Jazz playing with Alfie's little sisters, watching the three of them weaving through the crowds, smiling because I haven't seen her so relaxed for ages. I'm keeping an eye on Sheba too, but she just pads around after Fred, looking for scraps and galloping up the stairs to the landing whenever she needs chill-out time. As for Mum, she's in the thick of it, chatting to Mrs. Lee from the post office about fortunes and futures, to Alfie's parents about the trials of raising a teenage boy, and even discussing the perils of internet dating for the middle-aged with Shay's Uncle Matt. Internet dating? I'd have thought she'd have had enough of romance to last a lifetime after dodgy James Seddon. But I guess you never can tell. You'd think that people would give up on all that mushy stuff once they're over the age of 30 and officially ancient, but apparently not. I end up offering round plates of warm mince pies with Coco, the two of us wearing reindeer antlers, chatting to Shay about music and to Honey about her stay in Sydney recently, as well as having a long talk with Joe the farmer who owns the land next to Tanglewood, about how awesome Shire horses and Clydesdales are. Time slides by without me noticing, and the next thing I know, it's almost midnight, and Sky and Summer are wandering about with paper snowflakes, asking everyone to write their wishes for the new year on them in silver pen. We used to write wishes on a Chinese lantern and let it go at midnight, Sky tells me as I scribble my wish. Then Coco found out they're not eco for some reason. Maybe sheep eat them or they set fire to trees or something. So we've come up with a new idea. We're going to throw the snowflakes in the sea tomorrow morning, Summer adds, at high tide. When the tide turns, it will take the snowflake wishes out to sea. And our wishes will come true, Sky finishes. Maybe. Yeah, right, I tell her, if only it were that easy. I write my wish anyway, a garbled plea for a flat of our own, a job for Mum, and for Jazz to be happy at school. Make a wish for yourself too, Summer says, glancing at what I've written. You worry a lot about other people, Laurie, but you're allowed some dreams too. I'm fine, I say. I don't need much to be happy. My eyes scan the room and I catch sight of Coco, still wearing her reindeer antlers, and I'm almost certain she's talking about Greenpeace or giant pandas or climate change. That makes me smile. Suddenly the music is switched off and Paddy is yelling that it's almost midnight, that we have to go outside. Outside, I echo. What, in the snow? We'll freeze. Tradition, Sky says. Come on, Laurie, grab your coat. You'll see. There's chaos then as the party moves slowly outside, Alfie and Shay handing out coats and scarves and jackets at the door. The snow has stopped and the night is still and silent as we gather on the driveway. Paddy is counting down from 10 and then everyone shouts, Happy New Year! The minute midnight passes, People are crossing their arms and linking hands, and Coco appears suddenly to my left and says this is a Scottish tradition, and that ever since Paddy and Cherry came down from Glasgow to join the family, this is what they do every New Year's Eve. Everyone sings Auld Lang Syne, and although we don't get all the words right, it doesn't seem to matter. It's much swinging of arms and shuffling about, but it feels like a nice thing to do, even though the bloke on my right is tone deaf and keeps treading on my foot with his snow boots. When everyone breaks apart, there is a terrifying moment when everyone seems to be kissing everyone else, which is not my thing at all. I'm wishing I was a million miles away when Coco appears from the darkness, flings her arms around me in a hug, and kisses my ear clumsily. I panic. Am I supposed to kiss her back? If so, do I aim for cheek or ear or, well, lips? My heart thumps and I'm still trying to work it out as Coco spins away from me, and I have to make do with a hug from Mum and a sugary kiss from Jazz, who skids in, then hares off again with Alfie's sisters. I notice that Sheba at my side is shivering in the snow. Coco, I touch her sleeve, shall we go back in? Coco nods her head. Sure, she says, it's freezing. As she speaks, a firework goes off, a plume of white that shoots high into the air before exploding into a fountain of red, blue and green sparks as the gathered partygoers whoop and sigh. More fireworks follow in quick succession, and I can feel Sheba shaking, pressing against my leg. Sheba's terrified of fireworks, I say. Coco, I need to get her inside. Fred's legged it back to the house already, Coco agrees. He hates fireworks. For goodness sake, whose idea was this? We never have fireworks. I should have made sure the dogs were shut inside. Come on. We're halfway to the house, my hand on Sheba's collar, when the sky explodes in a series of ear-splitting bangs that fade into screeching howls. The crowd cheer and whistle, but Sheba freaks completely, ducking backwards, sliding right out of her collar. She bolts away, running along the drive and out towards the lane. Sheba! I yell, but the words are drowned out by the noise of the fireworks. Sheba, come back! I break into a run, skidding on the snow, but Sheba has vanished. Sheba! I yell again. Sheba! Coco runs up behind me. At least we can see her prints in the snow. I think she'll be looking for shelter, I say. Somewhere quiet, somewhere safe. Coco takes my hand and we start to run again through the snow. So, party's kind of gone a little bit wrong for Laurie and Coco and Sheba especially. So remember to tune in next time so that you can hear what happens next. Until then, take care, keep smiling, and I'll see you then.